it is a crisis. And it's not only a crisis for the kids in their personal lives, which you've eloquently talked about, but it is a crisis for the survival of democracy.
One of the things that the Florida newspapers got interested in was they had lost an awful lot of ballots in communities that didn't use machines. There were paper ballots, and so what they asked me to do was to analyze the ballots and see if I could predict the mistakes that were made by the voters that would have invalidated their ballots. It was pretty clear that Florida had actually lost more ballots due to literacy problems than they lost to machine problems. That matters.
One of the visions of the Founding Fathers, certainly Thomas Jefferson, is that literacy is essential to a democratic culture, that you cannot have democracy if you do not have a literate, educated population.
Routinely, adults are expected to exercise their right to vote, which means that they see news articles and editorials that require them to be able to draw conclusions from what they're reading. That's simply beyond the skill of those at the basic literacy level, according to this survey.
Not only couldn't adults read the kinds of campaign materials that are written and the kinds of newspaper articles that may give you insights about a campaign, but illiteracy is self-isolating. People pull back from the society.
Our political system requires the active participation of adults at a level that's beyond those who are at basic levels of literacy or below basic levels of literacy. It means that periodically you have to go to the polls prepared to understand who to vote for in terms of the interest that you support or the interest that you oppose. Too many Americans are incapable of drawing those kinds of conclusions, and therefore the ambitions of the early founding fathers of our country that this participation in a democracy required an informed electorate is being debased by low levels of adult literacy skills.